Hi, Virgo, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. This is Yetta Pearl, and this is my still pretty new YouTube channel. So I really, really appreciate every time that you like and every time you share, every time you comment, and certainly the subscribing. I get really excited about those things. So I appreciate that when you do that. So this is a general reading for you for the week of June 28th through July 4th, 2021. And so because it's a general reading, some of this may not resonate for every single one of you. That's exactly how it's supposed to be, because you're all individuals, right? So I am receiving, hang on. Yeah, I am receiving messages from all your guardian angels, kind of as a collective message. And so at times, you know, the predominant message will be for some of you, and at times it'll be for some other group, you know, that kind of thing. So that's just how it works. If you want a personalized reading, then I'm happy to do that. I will never approach you. So if anybody approaches you and pretends to be me, that is incorrect. I will never do that. But you're welcome to approach me, okay? And so we can then figure out the details of when and how, all that stuff. Okay, let's see what your reading looks like. Looks like you have some inner work that you are doing right now that you've already started. Like everything here is about that, is about inner work, getting to know yourself better, knowing how you tick, knowing what things have been holding you back, and that it's time to let go of those so that you can go, you can fly. Okay, so where do we start, angels? Yeah, here, okay. So yoga is a good place, a good thing to do, a good habit to help you get to know yourself. So as you feel in your body, the different areas that come to light during yoga, then you can come to know what that is that deposited that there, and you know, awareness really is the main thing that's coming to mind with this. So without awareness, there is no choice. That is a quote from John Barnes, who's the father of myofascial release. And so without awareness, there is no choice. So when you become aware of what's going on, not only in your body, but then, you know, in how your mind affects your body and how your experiences have been deposited within your body sometimes, things like that. And so the connections between them and how to heal that and how to make the stuck spots release and how to understand that it's also releasing the emotion which caused the stuck spot, all those things. So yoga or myofascial release or meditation will also do those kinds of awareness things. If you don't know about it, how can you possibly handle it or deal with it or get rid of it or whatever, right? You have to be aware of it first. So it's time to have some time alone. Meditate, become aware. Okay, same thing. They keep saying awareness. Awareness of self, of what makes you tick, of why you're behaving the way you do, of why certain things trigger you the way they do. You know, take it easy on yourself. Be gentle. We all have these things that are kind of stuck inside that that cause reactions in us. Those are kind of the trigger things, right? And so even if you just, you know, go really slow, become aware of one thing and kind of sit with it, see what it is. How did you respond? How did you behave? How would you like to have behaved? You know, all those things and where you think it's coming from. And so you can do cord cutting events with those things, and you can do energy release from those things. And all of that is effective, right? So it's, the things that that you're being triggered about are kind of getting in the way of what you truly want, right? So, so the self-forgiveness part is really important. Understanding that you did the best you could with what you had at the time, and truly forgiving yourself for, whatever you think that you did wrong or said wrong or whatever else. All of that is key to being able to step forward into what you really want, right? So you can do some of that now, but these things they'll trip you a little bit. They'll be like obstacles in your way. And so as you become aware of those obstacles and what you're tripping on, then it's time you can really get a good look at them and see what they are and release them, let go of them, in whatever way works best for you, right? Whether it's meditation or yoga or myofascial or massage or, whatever it is, talk therapy, whatever is great for you, do that. Okay. So there's a lot of that looking within and seeing what makes you tick, right? What makes you you. You're really awesome, Virgo. And part of your awesomeness is because of your ability, your willingness to have a look at yourself and your willingness to grow, your willingness to understand what's been making you do and say the things that you've been saying and doing, right? Forgive yourself for all those things that you think are less than perfect. Truly, there is no such thing as less than perfect. Every individual that you spend time with in your life, whether they're people you get along with or not, every single person is perfect in their own way, right? And so as you realize that more, then you get to a point where you understand your own perfection. As a human with ego, you might disagree. You might not truly think that you're that perfect. But you get to a point where you understand that that's actually how it works. And so then you can forgive yourself for, the way you feel about things even, right? The way you feel about things is the way you're built. It's part of you. The people around you who accept you and love you for that, or in spite of that, however that works, that's perfect. Just as you love them for how they are, right? It's all, yeah, it all meshes together exactly perfectly. Okay, so there is something here that you've been wanting to tell people, that you've been holding back. So the more that you get into that, that inner contemplation time, the more that you forgive yourself, the more that you come to know yourself, the easier it will be to not hide this. So whatever this is, like it feels very much like, something you've not been saying over and over, and it's time, yeah, yes, I'm sure there will be people who will find offense in what you say. But you know what? If you're feeling it and you're thinking it, say it. Say it anyway. It's okay. Be true to yourself and say what you need to say, think what you need to think, feel what you need to feel, what you do feel, And anybody who takes exception to that, well, that's okay. They can take exception to that. Obviously, you're not going to set out to be deliberately rude or offensive to anybody. But if you stating your opinion triggers them, well, that's their work to be done, not yours. You're doing your work by saying your piece, by using your voice, by standing your ground, and by being your own true, authentic self. You might find that, okay, this is a really good opportunity. So as you do speak your mind more often, and people will respond to you, sometimes in a negative way, sometimes in a positive way, but you might find that there are times that you learn something new, which causes your perspective to change a certain amount. that is really good. That's really good. It means that you're still learning. It means that you're still open to different ideas and why. It just means that you hadn't heard that perspective before. And once you hear it or see it, whatever, then now you're that much more open to the world itself and the possibilities within it. So that's great. But it's time. Yeah, just be yourself. Let your light shine. You're beautiful. So doing that involves following your heart. So what is it that you feel passionate about? That you have been wanting to do, and you've been kind of turning it over in your mind, and circumstances maybe haven't totally lined up yet. It's time to assist it to line up, right? So following your heart is when you put that out there, when you have a vision in your mind of what it is that you want, how you want to do it, not necessarily how you want to get there, but how you want it to be, create that vision and really flesh it out, really make it so that you can sit in that actual situation. And when you eventually come back to earth or to this, moment in time, then you'll be a little surprised that you're not actually there, right? Like, so that you can get so totally into your picture of what you want that you forget what here is, right? So that you can see it, you can smell it, you can taste it, you feel what the textures are, you understand how the air feels, and how things feel under your feet, all that stuff. Get into that situation, and that is what helps the law of attraction know what you want, and then they know what to bring to you, right? So the more you can get into that situation, the quicker and better, closer to it that the universe brings you. So then the synchronicity happens. And that's when everything just comes flooding towards you. And it's like all of a sudden everything will come, and more and more, it'll get faster and faster. The synchronicity, the little things that just line up, that you're thinking, wow, that's awesome. I love how that just kind of did its own thing. Well, it was you who lined it up by being so detailed in your vision of what it is that you want and your vision of what you're asking for. So that's how that works. And everything does it. It just lines up, and your answers come before you kind of hardly have a chance to ask the question. It's really amazing. It's really beautiful. And everybody sits there and goes, wow, look at that, Virgo, this is amazing. Everything that's coming to you. Fabulous. Okay, so now we need one more card here from the Daily Guidance from your angels. Let's see what one more message they want to give to you. Here it is. Cleanse and detoxify. Okay, so it's time to be pretty careful about what you're taking in. So lots of water, add a bit of sea salt, make sure your food is good quality. The pure food instead of the processed stuff is always better. It's easier for your body to digest and take nutrients from it. This is also the air that you breathe. So, yeah, so there's something about, I don't know if that's allergies. It feels like allergies. So, angels, with the the world, the pollen's in the air, things are blooming. Okay, so get your gut into balance. So your microbiome. Probiotics, they're saying. There are people much more knowledgeable than I about that. So you probably want to go to a natural doctor, or even perhaps just the health food store, the local health food store, and find out what kinds of gut balancing things would be assisting for allergies. Okay, and it's so purifying, cleansing your thoughts as well, so that you're paying more attention to the positive stuff than to the negative. And let's see. Yeah, so it's pretty hot in a lot of areas right now, so they are really emphasizing the water. Keep going on lots of water and do add the salt to it because that turns it into something that your cells can take up a lot easier. Instead of it just flushing through and you end up drinking a lot and peeing a lot, well, and still kind of dehydrated. So this way, if you put salt in, then your cells actually take it up and can use it. So that's really good. Sea salt. Did I say sea salt? That's what I meant. Yeah. And anything that's worrying you, give that to your angels. Let them take care of it, and they will deal with it as appropriate. So that's also part of your cleansing and detoxifying. Okay, so beautiful. We'll leave that there, Virgo. So can I ask you to assist me for one more minute, and we will send all the love and all the amazing flow to the world, to all the individuals in the world. And we'll send to all the water and all the soil and all the food. Oh, this feels really nice. And we're sending compassion and understanding and cleanliness, cleansing and cleanliness. Okay, fabulous. Thank you so much, Virgo. I appreciate you, love you. See you next week.